Stop giving your money to woke corporations that hate you and your values. That's why I order all my man's shaving products from Jeremy Razors. Order your Precision 5 starter set today. This set comes with 4 razor blades, sharp as true, with tungsten handle and flip back trimmer. You're not in the market for razors? Jeremy Razors also has other facial products fit just for men. So you don't have to stock your bathroom with products that clean your body but stains your conscience. So shut up and shave. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use cburns15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code cburns15 to save 15% off. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel in another episode of Business Talks. I am your host Chawanne Burns. Please click that like, subscribe, and share button. Today we're going to get into it. You saw the thumbnail. We are going to talk about Darlene McCoy. She is a radio personality and she also has I guess an album out. She's a gospel singer, and she went to Instagram to tell everyone her story or hear her encounter at a restaurant in Atlanta. Now we're talking about one of the most liberal cities in the United States. It was Buckhead, Atlanta, but still very liberal. Majority of that city votes liberal. I think they got about 90,000 people. It's a high income type of demographic. They don't have a lot of Black people, but it's about 12% Black in Buckhead, which represents the United States, about 12% Black. There is about 70% white, and the other is other races that actually resides in Atlanta, Georgia, or Buckhead, Georgia. So she went to Instagram, and I'll let her tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story for you. It's been went viral. Actually, Yelp, I went on the restaurant's page and they actually shut it down. So let's listen to this.
Guys, come on in. I have something to say. I know, okay, before I say anything, I know I'm a light-skinned Black chick. But at the same time.
And before you guys start commenting, if you followed me before, this is something that I've spoken about, that we could say liberal and we could say liberal whites probably are one of the most prejudiced people that's out there. And I'm just going to prove to you that this is a problem where we need to stop. It's two things that as Black folks we need to stop doing. But I'll let her tell you the story first before I comment on it.
I'm a Black woman. I just had a very racist situation just happen to me right here in Buckhead. And I need to tell you guys about it. Last night, my friend Kendra and I, we were right next door to this place, had an amazing time. But she pointed out this place called Woody's Cheesesteaks, right? She said they have an amazing veggie cheesesteak. I said, well, I'm going to be in the area. I'm going to go and get one. So I'm here to get one today. I'm all excited. I was like, what do you have in your cheesesteaks? And he was just like, oh, it's all vegetables. And I said, all right, cool. I placed my order. What is your name? I said, Darlene. This joker put Darky, D-A-R-K-Y. And I'm going to show you. He put Darky for my name. And I saw it because, I paid like through my phone on So it came up on the thing, darky. I'm like, why would you call me darky?
To me, the way she's saying it. And I looked at my keyboard. Can you accidentally type in Darlene because it does D Darky Darlene DAR Darky DAR. But then you got K. You could transpose K from L depending on how you type. But where did the Y come from? That's so I don't know if this was intentional or if it was on purpose, but it might have been on purpose because I'll let her tell you the story.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know your name is Darlene. I said, so why didn't you put Darlene? Why did you put Darky? And he was like, don't worry about it. That's just for me. I'm like, but I don't want to be called Darky, so cancel my order and give me my money back. He says, I'm not doing that. I don't give money back. I don't give refunds. Look at this. What does that say? You say darky? Matter of fact, let me just turn my screen. Hold on. Let me turn my screen so you can see it. Look at that. And this is where he is. And I said, no, it's cool. Because y'all know I'm not going to make a scene, but I was clearly upset. I'm not going to make a scene. When he called my name, he said, Darlene. I came up. I said, please give me my receipt. And he said, it's nothing. I mean, I just put darky just for me. I'm like, no, you put darky. And I'm a black woman. That is extremely insensitive. And I asked you to change it. And you told me you wouldn't change it. I asked you to give me my money back because I don't even want the food. You said you don't give refunds. And he said, don't worry about all of that. I said, had you been a little bit apologetic, had you shown a little bit of humanity in this, I wouldn't do what I'm about to do. But you got the right one, baby. You got the right one. I'm very sick of racism in this society. I'm sick of it. And I'm not going to allow this to go. So, Woody's Cheesesteaks, 45 Irby Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Phone number 404-844-1112. And let me tell you something. It is, oh, I'm so mad. Darky? He can't even apologize? You tell me, take this food and go on? Really? No, I'm sorry. I just don't roll like that. Thank you, cousin. Fred, I go to Woody's. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to go through it one more time. I'm going to call the local news station because I am on the local news station. That's what he doesn't realize. I'm on Fox 5 Good Day Atlanta all the time. Okay? He got the right one today. I am sick of racism.
Now, okay, so that happened. I mean, I don't know how long this video is. I'm the whole video. But that happened to her. And so that prompted me, okay, so she's saying that this guy refused to change her name, and every I can't say, I don't know how young the guy was, but everyone knows if I tell you this is an insensitive remark, I wouldn't even say insensitive. I'd say this, this is a racist remark when you do this. Um, he refused to change the name, and then she said, "Oh, I don't want the food." He refused to give her a refund, which I really find that really odd for a place to deny a refund after you say, "Oh, I don't want to patronize you." So I looked up Woody. I looked up Woody's restaurant, and they have 3 locations. They're all in Atlanta. They're all in Atlanta. I think this is the second location, the one that she visited, but they have one in Midtown and one in East Atlanta Village. And so I was like, okay, you have a business, possibly of multiple locations, not possibly, but you have multiple locations. They're probably going to branch out if they keep on selling cheesesteaks. And maybe it's really popular. So, but you're in a liberal town or liberal city. So just because they're in a liberal city, that doesn't make them a liberal company, right? But so I decided to look up their Google. And this goes back to me saying what I said. It goes back to me saying that, hey, liberal white folks are probably one of the most prejudiced people. And you probably say, oh, Chawanne, that was a worker. But why would he think that's acceptable for a person to actually deny a refund and said, oh, I'm not changing your receipt. Don't worry about it. After I told you this is pretty racist, what you put. So I looked them up. And they have on here LGBTQ plus friendly. Maybe they have to put that on there because Atlanta is the hub for gays in the LGBTQ community. But this is what you experience. And I'm assuming that her encounters of what she's saying is true. So since she, is a celebrity in Atlanta, she went to the news and she had the NAACP. Why is the NAACP? What are Black people planning to do? They're going to plan to boycott. Will Woody close down this particular store? Probably not, unless most of their patrons are Black. They probably won't be able to shut them down. But all these other stores, they probably could. If majority of their customers are Black, they probably could shut these people down. Do they deserve to get shut down? I don't know. After she put it out there, she was on the news with the NAACP. And let me just share this one with you.
Platform, the right one that you want to allow people to be able to express.
Now, this is a platform that she created to, I guess,
reviews and see what it is that you have to say. But gratefully, I had a platform.
I wanted to get to where she was talking to the news report of the encounter, because when she was on the news, she really explained it different. She was more mild manner, and she's saying that she's tired of racism. I don't know, living in Atlanta, do you experience much racism? I can't fathom that you do experience much racism. Hey, I lived in Greensboro, North Carolina for almost 3 years. North Carolina, period. And they people would tell me, "Oh, North Carolina is racist." I didn't experience not one encounter of racism in North Carolina. Even in Texas. In Texas one time, and I wouldn't even call it racism. I guess I cut the guy off and I didn't realize that I cut the guy off and he called me a black bee. I didn't take it personal. I've been called worse than that. But down south, do you really encounter racism like that? And I lived in Texas for almost a year. And all those cities that I lived in down south, I didn't experience racism. So I'm kind of curious to see, I'm wondering, she's saying she's tired of racism. Maybe she's talking about the worldview of what she hears on the news. But is this some encounters that she specifically had personally? You guys, let me know, where do you live? Where have you ever experienced your age, and have you ever really experienced racism? And even if you're white or black, I would like to know, have you ever experienced racism? Like this day and age, I haven't. You know, I just take it people are just, if people don't want to serve me or don't, I just take it, okay, that's their own personal problem. They lost the sale, but I'm not going to force anybody to take my money. And with her, I think she did the right thing to go to the news media because she has a platform. But I'm not going to force nobody to change. Oh, you called me a darkie? I would tell him what I felt about it, and I wouldn't accept no food from there. Because if you feel like that towards black people, what are you doing to my food? I don't know. I really don't know. This guy, I think he's one of the owners, or I'm not for sure, but he's showing his support that he's tired of racism.
Had a very racist situation just happened to me.
And I don't know how to speed this up, you guys. So
Right here in Buckhead.
Yeah, the Buckhead area of Atlanta. This woman's friend tells her, this place, Woody's, has an amazing veggie cheesesteak. You should try it out. So she goes in and orders one. And when she places her order, something happens.
I placed my order. What is your name? I said, Darlene. This joker put Darky, D-A-R-K-Y. And I'm going to show you. He put Darky for my name. And I saw it because, you know, I paid like through my phone on the, so it came up on the thing, Darky. I'm like, why would you call me Darky? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know your name is Darlene. I said, so why didn't you put Darlene? Why did you put Darky? And he was like, don't worry about it. That's just for me. I'm like, but I don't want to be called Darky, so cancel my order and give me my money back. He says, I'm not doing that. I don't give money back. I don't give refunds. Look at this. Look at that. When he called my name, he said, Darlene. I came up. I said, please give me my receipt. And he said, it's nothing. I mean, I just put Darky just for me. I'm like, no, you put Darky. And I'm a black woman. That is extremely insensitive. And I asked you to change it. And you told me you wouldn't change it. I asked you to give me my money back because I don't even want the food. You said you don't give refunds. I said, you know, had you been a little bit apologetic, had you shown a little bit of humanity in this, I wouldn't do what I'm about to do. But you got the right one, baby. You got the right one. I'm very sick of racism in this society. I'm sick of it, and I'm not going to allow this to go.
Yeah. That's just for me. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's some interesting information up there that I'm sure some people might want to use for things. If you're in that area, maybe find anywhere else for a cheesesteak. Because call me crazy, but when I order a delicious cheesesteak, a side of racism really doesn't taste good.
I just had a very racist situation just happen to me.
So now people are coming to support. We have this guy, Tizzy Entertainment. I think he's Tizzy. He's in the entertainment business. He does have a blue check mark by his name. Then you have the NAACP. I want to share this with you guys before I move to my next story. But I thought it was the way that she described it. To me, it's like, okay, well, maybe he did make a mistake, or maybe he's and I'm not trying to say he knew or he didn't know what he was doing, but she didn't say this on the news report, what she explained on Instagram. So, and I think I find that kind of odd for her to explain it this way. So anyway, let me share this tab with you. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong one.
As a radio icon, has devoted to spreading love and harmony and peace to millions of people across the nation and across the world. But in 2023, I had an unimaginable encounter 2 weeks ago in Buckhead here in Atlanta. And it is disheartening to see such blatant racism that it still exists today. And this encounter put a bit of focus on the reality. Anyone patronizing any establishment could have the power to bless business or harm your business just through the influence of social media. You have no idea who is walking into your facility, and I simply low key and they just want to have a life. This particular day, I just wanted a veggie cheesesteak, and I walked into Woody's in Buckhead and I placed my order. The employee took my order, but he referenced me as Darky in the system. So as I was paying and the screen popped up and I saw Darky, I asked him to change my name and just put an L, just correct it, because Darky is insensitive to a black woman. He refused. So I asked him again. I said, could you just take that off, change the name? Could you correct it for me? He still refused. So at that point, I said, just forget the sandwich. Could you refund my money? And he still refused. And unfortunately, at this particular time, as I do, I just kind of sat back and just thought about it. Like, how do you fix a situation like this? How can you fix this? And I've just kind of went back over, thank God for Google reviews and thank God for Yelp, because that's where our consumers will go and express themselves and to tell people, about their poor experiences. And even with Yelp and Google reviews, it does not mean that an owner, a business owner, or a manager is going to look at the reviews and see what it is that you have to say. But gratefully, I had a platform to be able to bring attention to something that was already on Google review and Yelp about this particular facility. And had I seen that, I probably wouldn't have gone in the first place. But
so she's claiming that other people talked about racism on their Google reviews, and I haven't seen any of them, any complaints about that. I mean, complained about the food, but never, they got pretty good reviews. They saying it took 40 minutes for a milkshake. And, so I don't think they saying it was a horrible customer service. So, there's two sides to this story. The owner came out saying, hey, this was a mistake. Maybe the guy didn't know how to change it. He probably should have offered the money back. But even if he did offer the money back, which he would have not taken to social media, So one thing I hate about us in the Black community, we will have somebody mistreat us and we'll still patronize them. We'll go take to social media, oh, service us. And you try to force the hand or whoever the owner is, or, oh, we're going to go do diversity training. But it's like, they already showed you your hand, what they like. This is a company that's in a majority liberal city. They stand with the LGBTQ community. So they're a liberal company. But they treat people bad. Maybe they only treat black people bad because we just accept whatever. I don't know if you guys remember, what's the guy's name? I guess he's a rapper, but he went into the Gucci store and he got mad because they didn't service them. And he still spent over like $30,000 in the Gucci store. You wanted to wear Gucci that bad, and they still treat you like crap. You want to wear a brand that don't even like you wearing the brand. Same with this cheesecake or cheese steak company. You want the food so bad, and shout out on the mountaintop, we'll have Black people giving bad reviews, but you'll still support them. You'll still go and eat at their restaurant. That's all I'm going to say about this. I sorry that happened to her. She seemed like she's a God-fearing woman. I don't know where they saying, oh, I'm tired of all this racism. Like it's just racism everywhere. I don't get the same sentiment. But maybe she's had a different path than I did. I'm not for sure. But like I said, I lived in the South before. Matter of fact, I think I had more encounters of racism in Illinois and Michigan versus North Carolina and Texas. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I don't really care. That is crazy. I would have just put Darlene, and I'm a 60-year-old white Republican. I love everyone. Exactly. I would have changed her name. Oh, my bad. I inverted the letters. Or my bad. I can't. Even if he couldn't change it, maybe he's not allowed to change it once they print out the receipt. I'm not for sure. But he could have been apologetic, like, oh, my bad. I didn't realize that I did that. But anyway, this goes to my next subject. It's down in Atlanta. We have someone, Representative Misha Maynor. Representative Misha Maynor is leaving the Democratic Party. She's leaving the Democratic Party. She says she's tired of that shit. on her statement, my name is Representative Misha Maynard, and today I've made a decision to leave the Democratic Party. I represent the Blue District in the city of Atlanta. So this wasn't a political decision for me. It was a moral one. I would never apologize for being a Black woman with a mind of my own. And it's crazy. Crazy the backlash she's seen. That they writing on her feed. You got a lot of supporters, you got, your Republicans are coming out to support her on her moral decision because it was one. We're going to play a video of what she talked about. But yeah, all these people, some of them are good, and some of them are bad. Like this one. Tayshawn thought she should resign. You should resign. Your constituents elected you as a Democrat and you chose otherwise. That is acceptable. However, they didn't vote for you as a member of the Republican Party. If you are going to do things based on principle, resign and run as a Republican in a special election. And I responded to her tweet because I think this is asinine. What did I put? There are so many things wrong with your statement, but one of the most glaring problems that people truly don't know what they are voting. I don't think she should resign. If she is truly representing her constituents will decide. And the only reason why I put that is because you shouldn't be voting because a person of political affiliation. You should be voting for what they stand for, not because of their political affiliation. Oh, it's a Democrat. Let me just check. I'm going to, you know how they got the straight party ticket check. Just going to check all these Democrats off. You don't even know nothing about the person that's running for office. Oh, that person's a Democrat. Oh, that person's a Republican. I'm just going to do a straight party ticket. Now you might do that in maybe the primaries. I don't know still why you would do that, but your Tayshawn is saying people just vote. Okay, I vote Democrat. You gotta be doing or representing me because I'm a Democrat. And that's what's wrong with the Democratic Party, because they know they're going to get the vote. People blindly vote for them. Black women, we blindly vote Democrat. We don't know what they're voting for. But Representative Misha Maynard, she called them out. She said they don't represent morality. This is her on Fox News.
The two biggest issues have got to be school choice, which is what you're standing up for here, and law and order and safety and security in every town and every city, because that's not happening in minority neighborhoods all across the country, and they've been run by Democrats for decades. I'd like to know your thoughts.
I absolutely agree with you, Sean. The two things that I have actually run on in my district in Atlanta is education and public safety. It doesn't matter what part of my district that people are in, parents are asking for choices. Right now, there's schools that only 3% of children are meeting proficiency. That's not acceptable. The option that the Democrats are giving is keep them there until we fix it. We'll get it better soon. But it's been like that for 50 years. That's not acceptable. I didn't vote for it. The other thing, to your point, public safety. The Democrats wanted to defund the police. I was on Twitter with one of my former colleagues the other day, and she said, I never voted not to defund the police. And some constituents brought up her vote and said, this is the vote that you did. So we need to make some changes, and I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, so she's saying only 3% of the children in Atlanta in her school district is meeting the state standards. That's really ridiculous. But you don't want to do school choice. You want all the kids to stay in that failing school system so you could fail more kids. This is in Atlanta. So they can fail more kids and have more kids not knowing what the hell to read or how to read, know how to do math. And we're raising these kids and we send them to these failing schools. But we keep on voting these same politicians in that, oh, I'm a Democrat. We're gonna, hey, this is what we're doing. This is our plan. You sticking to a failing plan. It's not working. Your kids can't read. That no child left behind means all the children are left behind. And the public safety. And she said this is one of the things that she ran on. Public safety and education, school choice for education, because parents are tired. If you're a parent that cares about your children, you don't want to be forced to put your kid in a school that they're not teaching them. And you're forced, or they're defunding the police because you're in the urban area. Oh, Black people don't want the police. No, that's not true. I think most Black people, if they're law-abiding citizens, they want some type of law and order. They don't want to buy stuff and they stuff come up stolen or being attacked. You afraid to walk the neighborhood. That's really ridiculous. So she decided to leave the Democratic Party because she said they full of shit. I think I wanted to show you guys this. So a black man, I don't know if it's in the Starbucks in Atlanta or somewhere. They didn't put on where they located at. But anyway, this guy has a Trump hat. And the white guy mad because he has a Trump hat on. And physically assaulted him because he has a Trump hat on.
All over a Trump hat.
What's wrong with my hat? It's my kid. What's wrong with me supporting Trump?
This dude was following this dude around Starbucks because he got on a Trump hat. Shit getting real.
I'm not understanding what is the problem with this to have.
What are you doing, man? I'm not for this. I don't think anybody ever in the store is for this.
So, I'm telling you, like, give me your phone. I don't have to say what's wrong with my hat? What are you going to do about this lady's hat? What are you going to do about it? I'm not taking off my fucking hat.
Shit.
All over a.
So in the video cuts out. I don't know if the other guy got violent with the other guy, but you don't touch a man's hat. Why would you do that? And why are you so upset because he has a hat on? And he's so upset about that. anyway, I want to get back to Maisha Minor. I think that's what her name is. I wanted to highlight some of these comments on her. Javon Price, good to see folks waking up and standing up for what's right. Freedom News, please join the Republican Party. We need your help with school to get school choice for kids in the Atlanta area. Start with the root causes to make lives better. I have had a comment on my last stream. This was yesterday, and the guy asked me, tell me what one policy that Republicans are doing for African Americans. He said, name one policy. Because he was on my on the feeds talking about he was tired of conservative black people always pointing out stuff and not, you know, giving solutions to the problem, you know. Or he said Republicans never come and talk to the black people. But one of the problems is with that statement is there's active policies or laws that Republicans are trying to get passed that it benefits all people. It's not just the rich. If you're living in these urban cities, they're trying to pass things that will help you, especially with education. The number one way to get out of poverty is your education. But if you can't read, you can't go to the next level. That's the number one way to get out of poverty is education, not reparations. You could give anyone a whole bunch of money and they squander it. So anyway, he was saying name one policy. This is school choice. That's probably one of the main policies that we need in every major city because our school system is failing. You know, they have school choice out here. This is I'm Macomb, Michigan, and we have school choice out here. But this is a Republican city or district. They have school choice, but I don't know if they have it in Detroit. They might have it in Detroit. I'm not for sure, but I know they have it out here. So that's, you know, we're talking about policies. Another one comment said, excellent. Now stay away from the MAGA quote or your morals will be under constant assault there as well. This one lady said, you sound like a Democrat. You realize this, don't you? I could put your post next to Democrats' posts and people would be hard pressed to pick out a patriot post, do better. I don't know why she says that. So they saying she sound like a Democrat. I don't know why she sound like a Democrat. Anyway, congratulations. I hope more people in government wake up and realize Democratic Party has become toxic. It's now the party of genital mutilation, sexualization of children, illegal immigration, which is destroying Black communities. Illegal immigration is destroying Black communities. That's one of the favorite Democratic parties, Democrat parties things to oh, we're asylum. We want everybody to come here. Open borders. Open border policies. We have to help these people. They're seeking asylum. All the while you're taking away the resources from the Black community. I wish I could remember that guy's name that was on my stream yesterday. But yeah, you take away the open border policies, it takes away from the impoverished community, the urban cities. And who's in the urban cities? Black people. I wanted to get to this other one. She was on, let me go back to her feed. She was actually on another platform when she was announcing it. Let's see. And she wanted people to know that, yeah, I don't believe in open border policies. And the Democrats, that's all they vote for all this funding for immigration. While her people are suffering. And she finds it offensive. Here we go.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because.
Before we got 6 seconds. Yeah, you know, another thing that I want to point out about this is she's going to get backlash, and hopefully her constituents, that people that voted for her, will recognize that, oh, she's actually looking out for me. I do want school choice. I do want police in my neighborhood. I do not want open borders because it affects my community. So hopefully they will realize that, okay, she's actually really working for us. She's trying to do what she said she came to do. Instead of, oh, she switched party, I'm not going to vote for her no more.
Democrats to become a Republican. Representative Maisha Maynard says her decision to defect from the Democrats to become a Republican came after her relationship with her own party splintered. Now, a Republican represents one of the bluest parts of Georgia under the Gold Dome.
Today, I stand here to say that I have decided to join the Republican Party of Georgia.
The major announcement coming after what she called, quote, harassment and intimidation since she broke with state Democrats on private school vouchers and police reform.
I supported children and families over the teachers union. I supported the Republican position not to defund the police.
Top state Republicans, including Governor Brian Kemp, were quick to show their support, the state party chair by her side at Tuesday's announcement.
What it reflects is a reality about where there is a political home where diversity of opinion is welcomed.
Meanwhile, Georgia's Democratic leader, Congresswoman Nikema Williams, slammed Maynard's decision as, quote, a stinging betrayal of her constituents. One constituent in Midtown agreed.
I think the city is obviously leaning one way, and that if she was here and spent time with the people, she would know that, and she wouldn't have flipped.
She represents a deep blue district that voted for President Joe Biden with an 89% majority. Meanwhile, another voter says he'll just have to wait and see how she does.
I'm one of those people that I look really closely at the policies and like what someone is actually doing, what their intentions are. So depending on what they're coming out with, it just depends.
Now, we won't really know the real political implications of this move until the end of next year when Maynor is up for re-election. Democrats, as you can imagine, have already promised to challenge her. In Atlanta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, I mean, is it political suicide for her? Yeah, probably so. But I think she did a good job of standing up for
When
what
a
is
clean,
right.
shiny truck pulls up in front.
You can't go through life and say, oh, I want to just follow whatever everybody else is doing. Just like the young lady saying, oh, she's going against what we believe in and what we stand for. Yeah, because you voted for Democrats. That's all you voted for. You're not necessarily voting for the policy. And contrary to the young man that spoke, he said, yeah, I tend to look at what policies that they're representative or what they're trying to put forth. So Maisha Maynor, another one that left the Democratic Party. This is not the first time somebody left. Luetta Mitchell, please everyone go see Sound of Freedom because God's children are not for sale. The name Sounds for Freedom is the movie. Yeah, that's Jim Cazale. I think he's the producer of that. Those people in that community who voted for Biden, I'd like to ask them what Biden has done for that community. Nothing. He hasn't did not a damn thing besides the LGBTQ. Yeah, if they part of the LGBTQ plus community, he's done a lot for them. But everybody else, he hasn't done anything. If you're a woman, he hasn't did anything for you. If you're a kid, Biden has not did anything for you. Hanging AZ, school choice is an important issue for Black Americans. It is. Jim was the star. Same guy who starred in Passion of the Christ, I believe. Yeah, you're right. He is the same guy. So you guys, we've been about going for an hour. Thank you for tuning in once again. I just wanted to present that information to you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I'm sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.